Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to the DSP Morning Show. It is Saturday, the 18th of July, 2026. It's weird for me because I'm not really on a schedule. My entire month, quite frankly, has been weird. The entire month of July, we started with the Indivestance Day, which was an odd day for me to be streaming. Then I had 2 Wednesdays off, which is weird. So I'm not in normal streaming mode yet, if that makes sense. Actually, I should begin with that tomorrow. Reason being, my typical week is Sunday through Friday with Saturday off. So tomorrow is kind of like the start of a normal week for me because I'll be here all the way through this coming Friday. But it's just confusing. Like, oh, it's Saturday. I'm still here on Saturday again. Like, weird stuff, right? So anyway, good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. It's time to chill with Phil for about an hour, and then we're going to jump back into Dark Souls 2, which, to be very honest with all of you, I hope does much better today than it did last time we played it. The reason I say that is, listen, I love Dark Souls 2, and I hate it. It's a game that has a lot of weird things. The ADP mechanic makes it so you're so dang slow, and the targeting is kind of wonky compared to other Dark Souls games. The hit detection is bad. But the game has, how can I say? The game has heart. The game has great world design, uniqueness to it in the enemies, in the boss fights, in the environments. The game has a ridiculous amount of content, even in the base game. And then there's DLCs. So with all of that, it's been kind of an interesting playthrough, especially with the path tracing mod. I'm enjoying it, particularly for variety. If you look at everything I'm doing right now, right? You know, Assassin's Creed, Pokemon, TCG, fighting games, etc. This is the game that's challenging, right? This is the game that's actually like, ooh, it's tough. So to give me something that's challenging and fun that I fail at a million times, but I still persevere, that's good stuff for the schedule and good stuff for variety. That's why I really like it. And it's been doing all right. And then all of a sudden, last time we played it, last week, it didn't do well. It was a really, really, really slow stream, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what's going on. Why did it slow down so badly? Maybe it was just a one-off bad day, and I do hope that's the case. So, if you're here today, you like Dark Souls, please stick around, join the stream, engage with it, and please support it, because I want to keep Dark Souls 2 as a main game in the schedule. I wanted to play this at length and get through not only the entire game, but do all of the DLCs. And it was weird and disheartening when all of a sudden that last stream did so poorly. Outside of that, things are going good. Like, all the other streams have been doing great. Yesterday, really good day of streams with the premiere of the Pitch Black box of Pokemon cards, the new English set. I had it on release day. We opened a ton of packs. We got a ton of hits. 2 hit the Wall of Fame, although I do have an update on that. So, as I told you guys yesterday, when new cards come out of anything, it doesn't matter what, you know, set or whatever it is, but when new cards release for any TCG, there's confusion initially about what's good, what's not, you know, because it depends on rarity, it depends on how the cards look, it depends on how they play in the game. So, yesterday, as I was scanning all the cards to figure out, you know, what's the value of the hits that I was getting from Pitch Black, the app was like, didn't really know. And so, for example, one of the cards yesterday is this guy. This is a illustration rare Delmise, okay? And, well, I don't have the camera set up right now, so I can't really show you the alternate angle. The illustration rare Delmise, full art card, really cool, metallic looking, looks awesome, right? So at first, the app said, $16. Right? I'm like, oh, that's huge for a hit for like a Delmai. I didn't expect the card would be 16 bucks. So it's not. It's $9. They updated it and said, oh no, actually it's a lower rarity card. It's not that much. It's $9. So that now I have to adjust the Wall of Fame because the app was wrong on release day. I think what's happening is that the values are all adjusting. So people think, oh, it's way up here, it's down here. Vice versa, there may be a card that's down here that jumps. So I'll have to keep my eyes on it. And I looked at this morning and this one dropped, the other ones didn't. Okay? So actually, this is going to go further down to about like right here. Right there. Because we also pulled Mega Excadrill EX, which in my opinion is a better looking card. This one's worth just under $9. Okay, so they've got this hit, and then we got that hit, literally the basically equivalent value right next to each other. So that's what our Wall of Fame looks like right now. Keep in mind, it could change over time, and as we continue to open Pitch Black, we might get more hits. So far, I think we had 4 hits in the box, but we're not even halfway through the box. So let's hope for better hits. There's $300 to $400 cards in that box. There's a Mega Darkrai EX and the Metallic Mega Darkrai. Mega Darkrai EX, I want to say, is around $380 right now. And then the Metallic Darkrai supposedly is around $280 to $300, but no one knows yet. Again, since the box just came out, no one actually knows the value yet of anything. So, that continues today. If you support the streams today, all right, we will have a great time opening cards and hopefully getting more hits from Pitch Black, okay? Now, as I've already told you, I have another box of Pitch Black en route. That's coming early next week. Well, I guess early this week coming up. So, we can get through these over the weekend, and we'll have another one to go to right away. So, double new release stuff, which is going to be pretty funny. And, of course, we still have that Stellar Miracle Japanese box to go to. In the interim, if we happen to finish these off, we'll have to see. You know, yesterday there was a lot of hype for it, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot of hype for it today. We'll have to see, you know, if it slows down or whatever, because it does fluctuate. Sometimes we have days where people are all excited about the cards, and the next day people are, like, not so excited. We are doing TCG Card Shop Sim on the late stream, which means there's a, by default, free pack that I'll be opening. And usually around TCG, that's where the hype comes for the cards. So we might have a lot of openings tonight, depending on, you know, who shows up for that. So we'll see. Good stuff. FYI, the nonsense with view botting seems to be continuing, so I'm just going to post it up again. No, I don't want view bots on my stream at all. I want nothing to do with it, but they keep doing it every day for some stupid reason. I keep explaining it doesn't affect anything. Like, view botting, I don't get anything from it. I don't get any extra income, nothing. YouTube phases it out. They don't care. They don't count those views as legit, so you don't get paid for view bots, okay? So there's no reason to do it. It doesn't make me look any better or worse. It's really a waste of everyone's time. I don't know why they bother with it, but they do it every day. And you guys have been bringing it up, and the thing is, they're looking for attention for doing it. So please don't bring it up. I already put a pinned message into the YouTube chat, okay? Cool. Okay, so yesterday was obviously a great day. Fun Assassin's Creed. Great fighting games last night. I got to play Super Turbo and Hyper Fighting a lot, which is great. Whenever I get to play Street Fighter 2, that's my favorite. And I got to play it almost all night last night for Friday Night Fights. Insane amounts of support for Friday Night Fights. We got to open a ton of cards, 11 packs of Pitch Black, and then a bonus of Ascended Heroes. So yesterday, absolutely great day. Had a ton of fun. Hope that you guys enjoyed as well. And today we do it all again. And again, with Dark Souls, I really hope that you guys will stick around and hang out with me, because I absolutely love Dark Souls 2 right now. Like I said, it's the difficult game in the schedule. I want to have one, but I need to know that people are going to be here for it. Okay. Is this working? It is. Okay. So how's everyone? Good morning. Let's say good morning to everybody. Who do we got? We got J-Rad, Bonos Tecmo, Rabid Doom, Space Jam fan, Bave Lines, Yandere Chan, James is here, Mundo's here, Toasty, The Quiet Manatee, On the Kick side, we've got Ryuze Boy, Romulus, Overstuff Wednesday plush, a bunch of trolls who are spamming, humans. Who else? We got Stepmad, Stepdad, Step-Uncle, every step, of course. Every single day, there's a million steps. So, there you go. How's everyone today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready to chill with Phil. Today, I don't really have any topics lined up. I've checked, and there's really nothing particularly going on in gaming right now that I want to talk about. The only thing that I do want to mention, this coming Friday, okay, which is my final streaming day of this week, the long week, okay, the Marvel Tokon Open Beta is releasing. Now, I haven't played a new fighting game in a very long time. The Avatar fighting game comes out this week. I'm going to skip it. Why? Because I'm way more interested in the Marvel Tokon game, and that comes out next month fully. So I don't want to start a new fighting game just to have to drop it to play another one. It would make no sense. And to be honest, I don't know Avatar. I've never watched it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not into it. So to be honest, I don't really care about the Avatar fighting games. Not interested. Okay? But Marvel, I'm into, right? Marvel, I used to play all the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I've watched the Marvel movies. I've read the Marvel comics. I just opened a box of Marvel cards. It makes sense that we get into the Marvel game. So I'm going to play that starting this Friday. Okay, it comes out this Friday, the beta. This is like 3 or 4 days of the open beta. So I'll be playing it all day Friday, first and second stream, to get a good chunk into it, to try to understand the gameplay mechanics, to try to do some online play. And let's go, right? Let's have a good time with it. And I hope that you guys will hang out with me all day on Friday for the Marvel Tokon Day. After that, we'll probably not play it again until it releases. But at least I'll get a good taste for what it is during the course of that day, to see how much I like it, and to get a little preview, because it comes out in August. Okay, I think it's like the second week of August, something like that. Okay. I'm being asked at multiple places here about One Piece. Okay, first off, what's my history with One Piece? Well, I used to watch some of the anime. Okay, I saw the American version. It was terrible. So I ended up going online, and back in the day, you could get all the Japanese episodes, download them and stuff, you know, on the internet. Back when everything was you know, via file sharing, right? Like, you have, like, Hilera and shit like that. Kazam, remember Kazam, whatever the hell that was? Stuff like that. So I used to download a million One Piece episodes, and I saw several seasons just like that. I read some of the manga at one point. Over the years, I've played many One Piece video games for YouTube, and recently, last year, I actually skimmed through and watched a bunch of One Piece episodes via Netflix. So I've seen a lot of One Piece. Now, do I know all of it? No. I've now watched both seasons of the live-action One Piece. I think that show is good, okay? So, One Piece, what's my relation to it? Do I watch it all the time? Do I follow it adamantly? No. But do I know some about it? Yes, I do. I knew something about it, just not tons, because I haven't been a long follower of it. But I do enjoy it. I think it's a good show. So people are asking me, what about One Piece and One Piece cards? I would consider it. We looked into it. Guess what? One Piece cards are pretty readily available, and they're pretty valuable. In fact, I would say they go for a little bit cheaper than Pokemon cards, but they can have really valuable cards in the box. For example, the latest set, which I think was 16, has an over $1,000 card in the set, and you can get it in a normal box, and the box is cheaper than most Pokemon boxes. So, yes, I'm looking into it. I may actually get One Piece cards at one point. Am I going to do it immediately? Probably not, but maybe soon, you know, because right now we're doing Pitch Black. Right? After Pitch Black, what do we want to do? Maybe we do One Piece for variety, right? We'll have to look into it. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, so, answered your question there. Here's the truth. I don't have a lot going on this morning to talk about. So what I'd like to do is just open up the chat to Q&A. I'll say one quick thing about the Kick chat. All right, so here's the deal with Kick chat. And by the way, everyone who's spamming is about to get timed out. So as you guys know, my biggest restreamer on YouTube got banned from YouTube about a week and a half ago. Since then, people who troll me are very upset. They're constantly misbehaving, they're going crazy in the various chats, etc. The problem was, 2 of my moderators on Kick basically got unmodded and banned because they joined in this bandwagon last week when the restreamer got banned. Okay? So I said, that's it, you're not mods anymore. And they got, removed and they're not there anymore. So basically, I've had no moderators at all for a week, and the Kick chat has been completely out of control, and everyone knows it. You go to the Kick chat, it's like, oh my god, It's moving a mile a minute. You got people spamming. You got people saying disgusting, harmful things constantly. But I'm not going to be able to control it. I can't moderate it myself when I'm streaming. So I just ignored it, right? So 2 days ago or 3 days ago, Spoons, who you guys remember, is the guy who actually suggested the stuff about Pokemon trading cards to begin with months ago. He was the one who said, hey, you can get it from this site and stuff like that. He emailed me and said, hey, I'd like to offer my services as a moderator. You know, I know that you're not looking for over moderation or whatever, but you have none now, and it would be great to at least have me in there to stop spam and the harmful stuff when it happens. You know, and I said, that's great. And understand, I know right now it's really bad, but just stop the massive spam. You know, just do some basic moderation, set up some polls, stuff like that. That would be good stuff for the chat right now. Great. Okay. So he did it for like 2 days. The first day, he did a good job. He was doing polling and stuff. People liked it. The people were using their channel points or whatever, and it was fun. And then yesterday, I think it was only the second day that he was a mod. It could have been his third, but I think it was like his second day as a mod. So we're doing Friday Night Fights, right? The entire chat as I'm playing fighting games is insanely toxic on K. It's disgusting, vile insults. Horrible things are being said. And the chat is flying mile a minute with trolling. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Literally, and I'm looking because I'm thinking, is he not there? No, he's there. It shows he's been sitting in chat the whole time. He didn't moderate at all. He just ignored it all, which is the whole point of me moderating him. Like, there was no reason for me to make him a mod if he was just going to sit there and not moderate at all. All right? So I spoke up and I said, Spoons, why are you not moderating? Like, you can see how bad the chat is right now. This was the point of making you the mod, that you could moderate chat and stop and shut it down when it gets crazy. Because right now it's absolutely insane. Like, no one could rationally talk in the chat last night because the trolls were there so bad spamming, right? So then I go back to playing and I go back, oh, he got upset and he left. Huh? You contacted me to be a moderator. You know what it means to be a moderator. I wasn't asking for you to lock down the chat. It was very simple. Just stop the spamming. Because, again, it was just nonstop copy-paste spamming of toxic stuff. He didn't do any moderation. I simply said, hey, I made you a moderator for a reason. Please moderate. He got upset and left. Well, sorry, then don't ask to be a moderator if you're not going to moderate. We already didn't have a moderator for like a week. I was just letting the chat roll. If you want to be a moderator, be a moderator. If you don't. But there's no in between where you magically get mod powers, but then you don't use them or you selectively use them. You either are or you're not. So that's all that happened. Kick Chat is acting like I sat here and I lectured the guy for an hour and I yelled at him and I was mean to him. None of that happened. I didn't ban him. I didn't even demod him. He just left of his own accord and everyone decided to be a bitch and hissy fit about it like I did something wrong. I didn't. If you think I did, fuck you. Okay? You're fuck off. Because he asked to be a mod, he decided not to mod. That's his fault. I have the right to say, hey, I made you a mod. Are you going to do it or not? And he didn't answer, said he just left. So if you got a problem with that, fuck you, leave. I don't want you in my chat. Period. Don't care who you are. If you have an issue with someone being matter-of-fact fair with someone, I don't want you in the chat. You're a loser. Okay? Leave right now. I mean it. Just go away. Don't come back to the Kick Chat. No one wants you here, especially me. Okay. So there's that. That's that. And that's all I'm saying about it, because that's literally what happened. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did something wrong when I didn't. You can watch the stream back. It's like a moment where I'm like, hey, Spoons, are you going to moderate? The chat's going crazy. You're not doing anything. And then I went right back to playing games. That was it. And then everyone's like, oh, let's crucify Phil. No, fuck you. You're a loser. No one cares. You're a fucking piece of shit. No one cares about your dumb opinion. You're just a troll. You were trolling anyway. I know you don't like me, so fuck off. You're irrelevant. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay. So, more than likely, if Spoons isn't going to be around, okay, it wasn't his first day. He had been around for 2-3 days, Felipe Baxter. You're a liar. If Spoons isn't going to be around, it's not a big deal. All right? I like the guy, personally. I think that he's a positive contributor to the Kick Chat. I don't know why he reacted like that unless he was fishing for drama, which it seems like he is, which is not a surprise because it's the Kick Chat. It's always fishing for drama. But it's not a big deal. If the Kick Chat's unruly again, I guess it is. I just ignore it. if I need to take care of it, I will myself, but I guess I'll just have to ignore it for now. And so, once again, we're back to the Wild West on Kick, just so everybody knows, okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, for the record, I like Spoon. I think he's a good guy. I don't know why he reacted like that. Again, it was completely weird and out of character that I simply say, hey, are you going to moderate? And then he freaks out and leaves. It's like, oh, so I guess you're really upset that I just literally asked you to do what you asked to do. Like, you asked to be a moderator. By the way, my fan is off, and I wonder if it's working. It is. I got to turn it up. What happened was, I forgot to tell you guys this yesterday completely. My power randomly went off out of nowhere late night, not last night, but the night before. Like, I was going to sleep. I was going to actually do a workout, and the power went out. And I'm like, oh, no, I can't work out because we're in the dark. So I guess some of the stuff in the house went off. And the fan, I didn't even realize the fan had been off all day yesterday. Shoot. I had no idea. I just turned it back on because I used that air to circulate the air conditioner in here. Oh, I turned it back on now. It's working now. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, I have 2 universal power supplies. Or not universal power. Is it UPS, universal power supply, or whatever it's called? I have 2 of those. One for each PC, don't worry. So when the power went out, both PCs... Well, this PC I always have off. The gaming PC, I never leave that one on after streams. That goes off after my streams. But the capture streaming PC, that PC stays on because I'm always uploading late and everything. So, yeah, that one, I can shut it down properly. Yeah, I would never have these high-end PCs, these expensive-ass pieces of equipment without a backup. Hell no. Rex thanks for 2 months as a member. He says, will you play Welcome to the Game 3? It's new. I have no idea what that is. What is Welcome to the Game? The truth is, we may this week, I think we have it scheduled. We're going to do a Steam night where we're going to go into Steam and you guys are going to suggest games that I'm going to look at some of them and figure out if we want to play them or not. Because we decided that I'm not going to continue with Pokemon Champions after that last stream basically tanked. Yeah, Monday night. On Monday night, we're going to do a Steam tryouts night. So if people are interested in me trying out new games, you're going to want to come by on Monday night and suggest them, and we'll see what we can figure out. If we can find some new games for the rotation. Vampire Survivor has a new DLC. Would I check it out now? No. We played Mega Bonk, which apparently people have said was a variation of that style of game. We did it for a little, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and it worked well briefly, and then people got bored of the repetitive nature. I heard Vampire Survivors is very much the same style of game, just with different graphics. We've been there, done that. I don't think I'm going to be playing that now. But again, not that I'm opposed to trying it during a tryouts night. If we do Monday night and people say, yeah, we want it, I'll try it. I'll give it a try, but I'm not going to commit to playing it because I don't think it's going to work. All right, people are saying Elden Ring DLC August 28th. Let's look at this, because I don't believe you. Tarnished Pack DLC. It costs $5, has 2 new starting classes, 4 armor sets, and a torrent customization. It's not real. It's not DLC. It's like an expansion pack that has armor and stuff. It's no new content. No new dungeons, no new bosses, no new enemies, no new areas. There's just 2 starting classes and 4 armor sets. That's it. So, there's nothing. Just like I said. Because if there really was a significant addition to Elden Ring, it would have been hyped everywhere. Everyone would have been talking about it. Elden Ring, just like they did with Shadow of the Erdtree, which was huge and great. It was a great DLC, right? I knew it. Overstuffed Wednesday plush. I'm not going to ban you if you ask me something as long as it's respectful. So what do you want to ask me? I don't know. I can't see it. It scrolled off the screen. Mafia the Old Country DLC. I'm aware about that. I did hear that Mafia the Old Country has a DLC. I'm not going to play it. Mafia the Old Country was just okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. No one's going to care about the DLC here, so I'm not going to play the DLC. No, Llama, it's like I said. Llama says, can you play the Avatar fighting game and judge it based on that? I don't even know what that means. Judge it based on that. It can turn out to be good and you may miss out. I don't care, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm going to play a new fighting game, I want one that's going to be hype. I want one that's going to have people excited to come and watch it. For example, there have been good fighting games I've played over the years, but they weren't hype and no one cared. Remember when I played the Granblue fantasy game? I got good at it within 2 weeks. I was kicking ass online. No one cared. Everyone said stop playing it. Remember when I played Virtua Fighter? I was actually doing well at it, and everyone was like, nah. There's no point in committing a ton of time to a competitive fighting game unless the audience cares. I have to find games that'll be hype. So what will be hype? Street Fighter always will be hype, right? Any new Street Fighter game. Tekken, it'll be hype, for sure. Tekken is one of the big ones. Mortal Kombat, at least temporarily when a new MK game comes out, there's hype. Usually doesn't last, but usually you get hype. So those are like the big three, that there's always hype behind them. You can play them as new releases, you'll get good attention. All these other fighting games out there are just like side quests. Does that make sense? Side events, side quests. They're little distractions. They never really get the attention of other games. Sure, you could play them for a little bit. Maybe I'll get a few people interested, but I'll never get enough people to actually, you know, warrant entire streams. And the problem is, unlike other games, fighting games take a lot of time and investment and skill to get into, because you have to learn the competitive nature of the game. You have to learn a whole system of the game. Then you have to learn muscle memory and timing for combos and everything. It's not worth it. Unless people care about the game, it's not worth it. So, for example, I played the Invincible Versus beta. Just playing it, I knew the game was a mash fest. And I was like, could I play this game and get good at it? Yes. Is anyone going to care? No. And I was right. Because guess what? No one cares about Invincible Versus. The game's just a fart in the wind. No one really gives a shit. No one talks about it. It doesn't matter. If I had bought it and played it, it would have lasted a couple weeks. No one would have cared after, and it would have been a waste of my time. With the Avatar game, in particularly, this is a game where basically, sadly, I think the major fan base will be people who like Avatar or the hardcore FGC, of which I am neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I like fighting games, but I'm not in the hardcore FGC. I'm not looking for more fighting games to add to my fighting game streams because I play fighting games once a week, right? So because of that, it's not a big deal. And even if the game is good, I don't actually believe it's going to get any kind of lengthy attention or support. I just don't believe that. I think people would want it for a couple streams and be like, ah, okay. And since I don't know the characters, I don't really understand the lore. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that there would be much attention on it, nor would anyone care for the amount of time and investment I have to put into it. And then on top of that, Marvel comes out right after. I to be honest with you, I do feel like that is the nail in the coffin for the Avatar fighting game. The timing is terrible. If they had space between that and Marvel Tokon, then maybe I'd be more apt to play it. But Marvel Tokon comes out like 2 weeks after, not even. So Avatar doesn't even have time to cook. It's going to be undercooked, and then boom, another game that's way more hype will be out right after it. So it doesn't even matter if it's good. Just being completely honest and transparent here, it doesn't even matter if Avatar is good. If a game that's going to have infinitely more hype is coming out right after, no one will be talking about Avatar in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So that's sad, because like people are saying, are you aware that Jeff the Hero worked on it? No, I wasn't aware of that. Someone had told me that my old pal Bucktooth worked on it, and he's a great guy. He's a great fighting game player. He's actually a really nice guy. I used to hang out with him when I go to Texas and go to tournaments and stuff, and I played against him many times in tournament. He's an upstanding, great guy. If he's working on the game, that makes me feel like it'll be good. Doesn't matter for my streams, though. So I'm not going to play the Avatar fighting game. I don't think it makes sense. Okay? Let's see. Wounded Warrior, thanks for $2. He wants me to shout out a bunch of random letters that I don't understand. I'm not going to do that because I don't know what those letters mean. So I'm not going to do that. But thanks, Wounded Warrior. That's our first contribution to the stream. So, as I was saying earlier, all right, I'm nervous about Dark Souls 2 because last time I played it, I barely got any support for it at all. Okay? Please, let's get support on this stream today. Let's get a little bit of everything. Let's get some subs, some kicks, some tips, memberships. Let's go. So that way we have good support for Dark Souls 2 and we can lock it in and say, yes, we're playing it for the long haul. Because right now I'm nervous. I've invested a lot of time in the game. We're doing well, but for some reason, we faltered last time. Here we are. I've been streaming for half an hour and we got one super chat. Let's go. Let's get some base support for the stream, right? I know you guys want to see more Pitch Black today. We want to get some more hits, right? Let's go. Blood Rain, good morning. How are you? Yak Almighty says it only makes sense to play if you're a fan of Avatar. Did you ever watch it? No, I've never seen Avatar at all. I've never seen the anime. I've never seen the... I know there was a movie or something. I never saw that. I never saw the live-action movie. I haven't seen a second of Avatar. Don't know anything about it at all. Zero. XXBY, I've already gifted out my memberships for the month. YouTube gives me 10 memberships to give out to the community every month. And I gave them out during the Indivestance Day Marathon. So I will not have any more gifted memberships to give out until August 1st. And then I will give them out again as I always do. I'm not a fan of Magic, but I open those cards. Yeah, I open the Marvel cards. Like, I would never just buy generic Magic the Gathering cards that I don't know what the heck it is and start opening them. That would be stupid. But I know Marvel, and I knew almost all the characters and stuff that we were seeing in the Marvel set. So that's why we did that. Just like, people are like, would you do the Final Fantasy Magic deck? Sure, I love Final Fantasy. I know all about it. I've played all the games. It would be cool to open those cards too, and I'm trying to look into that to see if maybe I want to do that. What's up, Faded Shadow? How are you doing today? Good to see you. What is my favorite anime besides One Piece? I haven't... See, it's hard for me to say when I haven't seen a lot of full animes. When I think, like, over the years, what animes have I seen the entirety of the series? Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Trigun. Trigun's very short. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is one I used to watch back in the day. You know, I've seen One Piece. Of course, I haven't seen it all because it's so long, but I've seen a lot of One Piece. Outside of that, it's like, what else have I seen? Not much, honestly. I was never a huge anime guy. You know, a lot of people got so into it when it became prominent in the 90s and early 2000s, and I wasn't a heavy anime guy. So, those are probably the ones that I've seen. And honestly, I would probably say either Dragon Ball Z or Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is weird because the show has, like, different seasons and arcs that are completely different. Like, there's one season of Yu Yu Hakusho that sounds like it's like a detective mystery with a supernatural twist. It's really cool. Then all of a sudden, Yu Yu Hakusho becomes Dragon Ball Z, where they're in a tournament in the spirit realm fighting other... Like, what? What's going on? Why is this happening? This is nothing like the first season. How did it change so differently? Then they go back to the old formula. Then they go back to the formula again. It's like, huh? So the show's very odd the way it's written. I like it, though. I do like it. Why didn't I watch Inuyasha? I watched some of Inuyasha when it was on Adult Swim late nights on Cartoon Network back in the day. But that's one of those shows that, like, I enjoyed when I watched it, but it's a lengthy show, so that you could never really catch it in order to watch it and not miss something. You'd have to be watching every night to not miss a plot. So I just watched it randomly when it was on every once in a while, and I liked it, but I never understood what the hell was going on because the plot was all over the place. You know, if I would watched it in tandem all in order, maybe I would have liked it even more, but I thought it was a good show. Oh, that's right. I forgot all about it. I used to watch Naruto. I completely forgot that I used to watch that. Yeah, I watched the first 4 seasons. I watched several seasons of Naruto, and then I just stopped because it just got too much filler. The show became a lot of filler garbage. I didn't really like the show anymore. I got bored of it, so I stopped watching it. I forgot that at one point, Naruto was so huge, right? It was, like, ginormous. Everyone was talking about Naruto, and then it kind of fell off, I think. Kind of like what happens with everything, like what happened with Walking Dead, right? Walking Dead's the most popular thing, and I was like, oh, Walking Dead? Oh, wants to talk about that. How are the hits from Pitch Black Axel Helixification? We had 4. 2 were not very good. They were just items, so they're worth like $3-4. And then we had the 2 hits down here. Mega Excadrill EX and the Delmice Illustration Rare, both worth around $9. So far, decent, I would say. I do hope we get a better hit than $9 in the box, but don't know. We will. We'll have to see. Roy says Naruto needs to do what Dragon Ball Z did and release a Kai series removing all filler and only following the main storyline. There you go. What's the highest potential hit in Pitch Black? Mega Darkrai EX. It's really cool looking. It's Mega Darkrai, and he's like this big black aura, so the whole card's like dark black, and it's like almost $400, like $380. So think of it this way: it's the equivalent of my Mega Greninja EX. Seriously, it's exactly the same situation where it's not the rarest card in the set, but it's the best looking one. So it's high value now, but likely what'll happen is it'll drop. Just like with Mega Greninja EX, that was $380 when it first came out, and now it's $260. That's probably exactly what's going to happen with Mega Darkrai. Do I still use my Switch too? Yeah, I use it for right now, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I also was using it for Pokemon Champions. How is Jasper doing? He's doing very well. Thank you for asking. No, I've never punched Jasper in anger. That's awful. No, I'm curious what you guys thought of it. The Deer Hunter says, did you see the Odyssey? I'm not going to see the Odyssey in theaters. No, I doubt I'll ever see it offline. It's too long. Isn't it like almost 3 hours long? It's too long. But I was curious if it was any good. No, I've never had anything like a Galaxy Watch or a Aura Ring or a fitness watch or an what do they call it? Apple Watch? No, I never had anything like that. Doubt I would. All right, well, we're chatting it up, but if people run out of topics today, we can end the morning show whenever you want, and we can jump into Dark Souls. But my hope is that people will support Dark Souls today. Okay, I mean it. Last time, it was an entire 5+ hour stream, and I think at the end of the stream, I made $60. I was like, oh, that's not good. What's going on with Dark Souls? I hope that's not the case today. Hope people will be here and will support Dark Souls today. What's my favorite book? Probably either the Lord of the Rings trilogy or probably some of the early Michael Crichton work that I read, like Andromeda Strain or the real Jurassic Park, not the movie, but the actual book, stuff like that. No, I've not seen Evil Dead Burn. No, I do not watch Asmongold. I know nothing about what's going on with him. I do not watch or follow him. My favorite Dark Souls game is Dark Souls 1 because that's the one that started it all. I don't necessarily think that it's the best playing of the games at all, but I still think it's like the one that inspired so much, and that's why I think it's the best one in the series. Just like I think the original Resident Evil is the best Resident Evil game of all time. Has Jasper ever escaped the house? Yes. There's been a couple times when we were either going in and out and he ran into the garage. Once or twice he ran into the backyard, which is not good. You know, he's front declawed, which, again, we didn't do. We rescued him, and he had already been front declawed by his original owners, and he can't defend himself because of that. So we can't let him out of the house because he could get hurt. You know, there's animals outside. We see wild animals all the time out here, hawks, bobcats, and things out there that could hurt him. So we have to make sure that he stays indoors. So whenever he sneaks out, we immediately get him right back in. We wrangle him back in right away. I have read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the entire series. Yes, I have, and I thought that it was a great series. Someone tipped $2. Says, the other day I heard you on stream talking about cruises. My wife and I have been on about 7 of them. Given your taste, I think it's definitely a cruise line for you and the wife looking to Carnival or Princess. I mean, I'd have to look into it. Like I said, we've already seen people go on cruises, and we've talked about it, and we would probably not want to go to a tropical place because it seems like almost every tropical cruise is a tourist trap. You know, oh, look, we're going to go to these islands. Great. And you get off the boat, and immediately you're just in tourist area. It's not like you're actually on a tropical island with the normal people. They keep those people don't want anything to do with you. This is the tourist area where everything's over expensive. It's chain restaurants and shit. It's like, what is this? Why did I go on a boat and sail all this way to get off the boat and eat at the same shit that I could have eaten at home? Like, what is going on? Nor would I want to be stuck on a boat with a bunch of people that maybe I don't like, who are obnoxious drunks, right? Who knows? So, I don't know. But it's not something that we're looking to do right now at all. You know, maybe long term, but not right now. Big Juicy Turds has just tipped me $5, everybody. We got our first animation of the day. Thank you, Big Juicy Turds. He says, enjoy Saturday. It's the Big Juicy. You are the Big Juicy, I suppose. Thank you for the 5 Big Juicy Turds, our biggest contribution so far today. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Why someone would want to be called Big Juicy Turds, I have no idea, but there's a lot of things in life I think I don't understand. All right. Yeah, so someone just said, it was Big Mac, he says, you don't want to go to the non-touristy areas of these tropical islands, you'll get robbed, laughing out loud. No, it's really a scam. Like, for example, we were randomly watching people go on certain cruises, just curious what it would be like, right? And we happened to run into his family. You know, it's like the parents and 2 kids. And so they're on a cruise, and they go to this tropical island, and they're vlogging it. So the dad has, like, the selfie stick camera, right? So they're driving really fast in a golf cart. He goes, look what we got. We rented a golf cart to drive around this island. And he's flying with this golf cart, right? And then the next scene, it skips ahead, and he goes, oh my God. He goes, just so you guys know, we're not in the golf cart anymore. Because we were driving it, and someone was racing behind us, flagging us down, and we thought that it was either, like, something serious was going on to police, or we thought maybe someone, you know, was trying to, you know, do something crazy. So they flagged us down, and we stopped slowly, and they told us, oh, your golf cart doesn't work. The brakes don't work. We gave you the wrong one. Huh? Someone rented them a golf cart to drive around the island with no brakes. And they had their whole family in it, and the guy was flying around in it and could have died. He could have killed his whole family. So that's the kind of stuff that you get when you go on a cruise. You're like, wow. And I'm like, you know, anywhere you go, it's going to be a complete scam. Like, for example, they're going to sell you stuff and claim it's, like, good stuff. It's not. They're going to sell you, like, souvenirs and oh, look, jewelry. Do you really think a piece of jewelry you buy when you get off a boat on a cruise is real? No, it's fake. So this thing's gonna tarnish and fall apart within 5 seconds. They're gonna tell you it's real though, and they're gonna try to charge you prices and claim like it's expensive. Why would you buy jewelry when you're on a cruise? But that's just how it is, you know. And that was crazy. I'm like, wow. You learn a lot. Watch these people who vlog. Like, holy shit, they could have died. The whole family could have died because the cart had no brakes or half working brakes. And the guy was literally flying. You can see he was driving real fast. And he's like, yeah, got the whole family in the cart. And then the next thing, his face is like pale white. He's like, oh, we didn't have any brakes. I didn't know. Yes, Comedy Master says, do you know the average person gains a pound a day while on a cruise? Yeah. Like, you know, when you're on a cruise, you're probably not thinking about your diet. It's like I said, most of these cruises have like buffets and stuff. It's not healthy food. So you're constantly eating, bad stuff. Someone just tipped $2. Says cruises are awful, but if you actually go on a tropical getaway with a nice resort, I recommend the Dominican Republic. I don't even know where that is. Where's the Dominican Republic? Thank you for the $2. It's next to Haiti? Oh. I did not know that. No. Someone just says, did I have a Jimothy sighting? So there's a new viral thing on the internet. There's a spinal deformed raccoon in the Seattle area. Basically, it's a shrunken raccoon. It doesn't have the full body of a raccoon. It's like a half raccoon. Like, think you got a raccoon and you crush it like an accordion. That's what it looks like. So people are filming this thing and putting the stuff on the internet, and it's gone viral, and everyone's talking about it. I don't actually know where Jimothy lives. I would not go look for Jimothy, no. Jimothy coin. Start selling Jimothy coin immediately. Someone is recommending a game. Hold on. It's on Switch. It's on Steam. Let me take a look at Steam. Hold on. Dench Attack, it's called. Oh, God. Flip, trick, and grind your train in a fast-paced, off-the-rails ride through a colorful Japanese dystopia. Very Japanese, cel-shaded, kind of looks like a manga, and you are riding a train on tracks and doing stunts. It's just interesting. I wonder how long the game is. It just came out. It's on all platforms. Currently on Steam, it's $18. That's something that we should look at. I'm gonna put that on my wish list. That's something we should look at. On my late night stream coming up. By the way, this person tipped $10. Their name is I Smuggle Cupcakes. Thank you, I Smuggle Cupcakes, for $10. We should take a look at that together when I do my stream on Monday night. It's going to be a Steam tryouts night, so maybe we'll look at it then. And if people like it, maybe I would consider playing it. Dench Attack. Thank you for the $10. That is by far our biggest contribution of the day, so thank you so much for that. Am I considering getting Steam Frame, or am I done with VR? Oh. VR. never it was that interesting to me. When I finally did try VR with PSVR, I liked it for about a month, and then the gimmick wore out, and I didn't really care anymore. I do believe that if I got VR now, I'd be more well-equipped to do it because I have more space. Like, but my setup used to be terrible, right? Now, I could bet, just look at this. It's right here. With VR, I have full range of motion. And I didn't used to have this. Like, I used to be very limited with my setup. Now I have a lot more room over here. I'd probably have to maybe move some of this stuff so I don't knock the cards over. But I probably could do VR if I really wanted to. I have range of motion with my arms and everything. I'd probably have to move that. But am I actually interested in it? Not really. Again, I always ask, what's the killer app in VR? What's the game that I absolutely must play because it's so good that if I miss it, I'm missing a Game of the Year contender? And I never get an answer besides Half-Life Alyx. That's it. Because I feel like VR is just a gimmick. It's something a little different, but then you got to buy a bunch of peripherals and shit to do it. I just don't foresee it happening. I don't think it's going to ever be something I invest in. Nor do I think that the audience would care more than a few gimmick streams, right? I don't think you guys would give a crap. That's absolutely correct. If Future Step Uncle says, Crazy always says his old setup was terrible, but back then if you said his setup was trash, he would ban you. That's right. Because why are you going to put salt in the wound? If I know my setup sucked because I was poor and I couldn't afford a good setup, and you come to my stream and you say, hey, man, your setup really sucks, bitch. What do you think I'm going to do? Be happy about it? And say, gee, thanks for the insult? No, I'm going to ban you. So what the hell, man? Why are you being dicks? Right? Why you got to be a dick to the streamer? Resident Evil 7 was amazing in VR, says Roy. I tried it. The one good thing about Resident Evil 7 in VR is that you aim with your face. Basically, what you're looking at, that's where you're aiming. And then you just basically pull the trigger. Right? You just go like this. That's the game. It's neat in that regard, but outside of that, I don't think it really added too much. Like, I think the game was good and scary normally. When I was playing it in VR, I didn't have any added chills or anything. It was just the same game, pretty much. But I get it. Like, the aiming mechanic is kind of nice. Ice Mungo Cupcake says, one of the biggest PSVR games called Moss just got released as a remake without VR. Are you surprised? No one really wants to invest in VR because of the cost, right? And now, I mean, especially now, like, you can argue maybe 5-10 years ago when the VR was trying to hit the market for the first time and things were much better when it came to the cost of gaming and everything, that maybe people would want to say, oh, I'll give it a shot. Today, are you kidding me? With the prices of everything and how everything skyrocketed, no one wants to now invest a ton of money in something like that. Yeah, it's just what I want to do. I want to drop $400 or $500 on all these peripherals that I'll use twice, and I'll never care about them again because nothing comes out for it. I mean, PSVR 2 was the biggest flop ever, ever, to the point where they made a bunch of them, none of them sold, and they just immediately canceled production, and they haven't made them in 2 years. There's no reason to make another one. No one buys them. Roy says he got Apple Vision Pro. It's actually around $3,000, but he returned it after 2 weeks because he got constant headaches. That's another thing. Is the technology, I don't know because I haven't done it since PSVR 1, so that was over a decade ago, right? Has the technology gotten to the point that now it's comfortable on your head and doesn't weigh down your neck or whatever, that you're not going to feel motion sick, that you're not going to get a headache? For me, my biggest problem with PSVR 1, there was no ventilation. So when you put it on your head, constantly it would start to get humid inside of the goggle part and it would actually fog up. Like, why the fuck did they not put any ventilation on this thing? Like, that's stupidity. You can't just have a closed circuit. You're going to have all this humidity and stuff in there from your natural body heat. It's going to screw it up. They didn't think about that. They sold it. They didn't think about that. Yak Almighty says the dumbest thing about PSVR 2 is they didn't even make it backwards compatible with PSVR 1, so the game's library was so small. Well, isn't it true that that's why they made PSVR 2 compatible with PC? So that way you could use it as your peripheral for VR on PC as well, because the library was so small? Oh, I played VR chat, Dark Lady Goth. I played it many, many years ago. I'm never playing that again. It's a complete waste of time. It's just nonsense. It's like putting a rice cooker on your head, says Secret Rain. Mexican food tonight. What are we having tonight? I think tonight we are having salmon burgers with rice and veggies. I think that's what we're having tonight. Salmon burgers with rice and veggies. Yummy. Oh, I'm debating what to do for DSP Tries It this week. The two options are Burger King has two new variations of their chicken sandwich. One is a club and one is this like spicy jalapeno version. Or Jollibee has a new chicken sandwich that has avocado and an umami mayo. Either sounds all right. Like, I don't think either is a great DSP Tries It, but I think either would be all right. With Burger King, there's two items to try. With Jollibee, there's only one. And the thing is, I could do both anyway eventually. Like, I could do one week, one the next week. You know what I mean? I actually really wanted to go to Arby's because I haven't had Arby's in 100 years. And they had the summertime menu. It's all sold out in my area. Like, I checked every Arby's in my area. No one has it. It was supposed to be their summertime chicken salad. That's like chicken with a bunch of other ingredients like nuts and berries and stuff, and made into like a chicken salad sandwich. And they also had like a dessert. It's all unavailable in my area, so I can't even bother doing that. That sucked. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I'm craving Burger King. It's bizarre because I almost never crave Burger King, but I haven't had it in a bit. And now for some reason, I'm craving Burger King. So I'm thinking I may do Burger King this week. I'll do the two chicken sandwiches, and maybe I'll get like a burger and some onion rings or something. I'm craving it for some reason. You know how sometimes you just get that craving for something bad? Because this used to happen to me with McDonald's. I used to crave the little cheeseburgers at McDonald's, and then I'd have them and be like, oh, why did I get that? It wasn't, it's never good. But you crave it for some reason. So right now I'm kind of craving Burger King, so I think I might do Burger King this week. Where do I rank Jersey Mike's amongst fast food sandwich restaurants? They're the best. Jersey Mike's at this point is the best sandwich I can get in my area. They're better than Subway. They're better than Jimmy John's. They're better than Potbelly. They're definitely better than Firehouse, which I just got and was not good. They're better than all of those. So 100% if I'm craving a sandwich and I want a good one, I go to Jersey Mike's. King Michael, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Well, actually this afternoon. We tried the upgraded Whopper. It's exactly the same as the old Whopper, except it has a different bun. It's exactly the same otherwise, so it's not really new. What was the worst purchase for me? The Ouya game console or Nintendo Virtual Boy? They were both fine. I got content out of both, right? I got a solid stream out of the Virtual Boy, and I got to unpack it and everything, and that was fun. And I got Ouya. I did several streams on the Ouya. If you remember, Amazing Frog did pretty darn good for me back in the day. Well, of course, Toasty says, I haven't had Burger King in years. I just go to Chick-fil-A anytime I want fast food. It's a different experience for me. I'm not going to get the food. I'm going to do a review. So I go to places that have new items and I review them. It's not like, oh, I'm craving food. Let me just order from somewhere to eat. I actually don't do that. Like if I'm gonna order out, I order from healthier things, healthier places, or we cook at home healthy meals. Like I said, today I'm having salmon burgers with rice and, vegetables. I think tomorrow we're having rotisserie chicken tenders. And then, of course, I'm going to probably have the Burger King for DSP Tries It. And then after that, this week, we're having so much this week. Let me think. What are we doing this week? We're having these chicken skewers, I believe. Mediterranean chicken skewers. We're going to have, protein pasta with rotisserie chicken pieces and stuff in it later this week. Very healthy. We're going to have better, actual, not the salmon burgers, but big marinated salmon later in the week. Stuff like that. All healthy things. That's what we eat, 85% of the time, because one day a week we don't cook. That's the day we order out. We try to get healthier alternatives when we do that. And then there's the DSP Tries It when I do it. What is my favorite protein-filled recipe? I'm Italian. So we get the pasta that's infused with protein. They have many different kinds you can get. We make our own sauce by getting strained Italian tomatoes. It's called passata, okay? And then my wife adds various ingredients. She'll usually add a little bit of tomato paste to thicken it. She might add chunks of tomato, different seasonings, oregano, basil, things like that, a little salt, pepper, kick it up a notch, maybe some garlic salt, stuff like that. And then rotisserie chicken pieces you put in there. And I think I bought some olives this week we're going to put in there too. And I don't remember what else. Oh, fat-free cheese, because you want a cheese flavor, but you don't want any fat, so you get fat-free cheese, mozzarella, and you bake it. You cook it. Well, actually, no, she doesn't bake it. She sautés it. I'm trying to remember how she makes it. She boils the pasta. I think she sautés it. Yeah. So it's a really good, healthy meal, Very high protein, but you get a lot of flavor, and you're absolutely, delicious. Do we plan our meals weeks in advance? No, we do it once a week. We sit down and we make a list of all the meals for the week, so that way we can get the ingredients when we go shopping. Recently, we bought a top loader freezer that we put into our garage. So now when we go to places like Costco or Trader Joe's or sometimes just the grocery store, we mass buy and then freeze, so we don't have to buy the stuff all the time. So we can kind of plan out our meals in advance because we already know what ingredients we already have mass bought and have. Thank you, King Michael. He likes the shirt. I've worn the shirt many times, just you probably never seen it buttoned. I don't know if I've ever actually worn this shirt buttoned before. What is my strongest lift? Well, I don't even consider, I wouldn't even say that I lift because I have a weight machine. So technically, yeah, I push weights. I don't know if I lift weights, right? No, the most weight I'm doing right now is on my chest. Both chest exercises, the press and the butterfly, I'm doing the most weight. And that's what I need it the most on too, because my chest is probably the most underdeveloped part of my body because I never really do anything that requires me to use my chest. So because of that, that's the part that's kind of been neglected, I would say. Well, do I use my arms and my legs to do things? Oh yeah, How much do I press? Not a lot, because I'm weak. I'm trying to bulk up. I think when I started, it was way low. I think I'm at 7 plates. So each plate, I think they say is around 13 to 15 pounds. They vary, but it's around 15 pounds. And then there's the weight of the machine on top of it. So it's over 100, but I don't know how much. I have a chart that tells you. I just go by levels, and I'm at level 7. That's what I'm at right now. So I'm going to keep increasing the better I get. Rambling G, I'm glad that you're enjoying the vibes today. Tim the Tool, how are ya? 2 months as a member. He's looking swole, King. Am I? Well, I'd love to flex for you, but we don't have any contributions to flex to. We need some contributions so I can start flexing. Do I think I can outlift Asmongold? He did 20 push-ups on stream. I have no idea. Let me put it this way. If Asmongold actively works out, I have no idea. If Asmongold does not work out, yeah. Because I'm working out. So, yes, I definitely would be actively working out. I'd be able to lift more than him, sure. But if he doesn't work out, then Let's see. I just got a $5 tip. Thank you to the $5 tipper. They asked me an interesting question. Ready? Apart from your trolls, what's the hardest thing about your line of work? Is there any part of your workday that you always dread? No, nothing about my workday I dread. I would say there's two things that are the most annoying to me right now about what I do. And quite frankly, they're more nitpicks because my job is great. I'm not going to lie. So they're probably just nitpicks, okay? So nitpick number one is the fact that I can't have complete freedom to do what I like because this is my job as well as my hobby, okay? I love gaming. I love video games. I would love to just play whatever I want, whenever I want. Problem is, that doesn't always equate to putting out content that entertains an audience that they will watch and then reciprocate with support. And that's my job. My job is to entertain you, to elicit a response where you would want to support that content so I can make a living. It's not just about me sitting here playing a game. I could do that offline. For me, it's about being able to entertain you while I do it, and some games don't work for that. There's a lot of games that I like, including lengthy RPGs, that I love and you guys, sadly, don't really show up for or support, and there's nothing I can really do about that. It's just become kind of an inevitable thing that I have to accept, and that is annoying to me. It is. Like, I wish I could just sit here and play whatever I wanted every day, and people would show up and engage in support, and that's very much not the case. I'm not at that level. I'm not well-liked enough where everyone's just going to show up and shower me with support just because I'm doing whatever, you see? So yes, that is one of the drawbacks of my job, 100%. The other drawback is that being that I am a married man and I have a life, it's stressful balancing work-life balance because this job takes a lot of time. In order for me to make a good living, I have to stream a lot. When I stream a lot, that's less time to spend with my wife and my family, and that's kind of a challenging thing. For example, there are some nights where people are overwhelmingly supportive, right? And they're like, hey, can you stay later? And I'm like, no, I can't. I gotta go. I have a life. I have a commitment. I have a wife. I have a responsibility. I can't be here all night. It's not like when I was in my 20s and I had literally nothing better to do and I could just sit around endlessly spending time on the internet. I have things that I have to go. I have to go. And people don't understand that. People who are younger than me and don't have a significant other and aren't married, they don't understand that. And they're like, well, I don't get it. We're showering you with support and positivity. Why wouldn't you want to stay? Because I have a life. I have to go. I can't just be here all day streaming. You see? So that is frustrating because maybe if I had been doing what I'm doing now at the very beginning, 18 years ago, if I was live streaming, maybe I would be a different situation now. Maybe I would have blown up even bigger or whatever, because back then I had unlimited time. I had nothing going on, you know? So that is a problem, is that work-life balance. For me, I want to have an amazing life with my wife, but I also need to maintain a career, and I have to find a way that neither is too demanding. Does that make sense? Ultimately, I'm always going to choose my wife over the stream. That's the case. She's more important to me. We're married. We're going to be together forever. You know, the stream is the stream. The stream comes and goes. I could be here. I could not be here. But my wife is more important. So I have to make that commitment that I'm trying to get. There's some nights I need to get out of this room and I can't. I'm stuck because this is going wrong and that's going wrong and this is happening, right? Or, for example, the night with the Marvel cards last week where I didn't know that Marvel Magic cards have 15 in a pack and it's going to take me ages to get through these packs. That was bad because I didn't get out of here till ultra late and I had like no time to spend with Kat. And that's my fault. And that's probably one of the most painful things is I don't have mastery of this yet. You know what I'm saying? Especially now that I'm always trying new things. You know, now I'm doing this new project, this new game, opening cards. I don't know how they're going to go. I don't know how time consuming they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's challenging. It is. That's what I would say is the two things. Number one, I really wish I had full flexibility, just play whatever I wanted, whatever, and people would support it. That's very much not the case, and therefore I have to avoid and or not play a lot of certain kind of games that I would like. That's number one. I mean, we just saw that with Pokemon Champions, where personally I really like Pokemon Champions. I can't get anyone to support it. I got to stop playing it. Okay, that's number one. And number two, not having that work-life balance perfect. I wish I did, but I don't. And sometimes I end up taking too much time here on stream, and it affects my personal life, and that sucks, because I should be having the exact same schedule and being able to spend that time with my wife every night. And sometimes I can't because things get out of hand. And that's on me. You know, I got to get better at that. Those are probably the two most annoying things. So thank you for the tip and the question. That was a good question. Princess Luna, thank you so much for a gifted membership. I appreciate that. That's our first membership of the day, and it gets us to $29 of support. Thank you. Okay. No, you're an idiot and enjoy your band. What a retarded idiot. Some actual idiot just says, doesn't your condo association limit you from streaming after 9 p.m.? Are you fucking moronically dumb? No. No condo association can limit the amount you stream. Oh, how can you be that stupid? Who told you that, and why are you so dumb and gullible? Wow, you're an idiot. How do you come up with this stuff? I'm really just... What are you talking about? Huh? Thank you, Flipper Rex, for $1.50 cheeseburger super sticker. Look at that. That's nice. Thank you. That gets us to a nice round $30 of support. Okay. All right, last chance. If anyone wants to ask me something, I'll type in the chat again. Okay? Last chance. Please tag me in either chat. And we're going to wrap up the show and get started with Dark Souls 2. Scottie Pippen playthrough when? We already did. I already played Scottie Pippen Slam City back in the day. Full playthrough is on DSP Gaming right now, at least as far as I could get, because I couldn't beat the game because the game is stupid. I got pretty far, though. If I remember, I beat two or three of the characters. I think I beat the first three, and then at the end, I couldn't beat the last person. Menace? What's Menace? You guys suggesting games from now is not a good idea. I'm going to do a stream on Monday night where we're going to check out games together on Steam. I would say save your suggestions for then because I'm not going to check out the games now. What are we going to accomplish today in Dark Souls? Maybe we should do No Man's Wharf because now I'm way leveled for it. Like, I could probably kill everything. There were 2 hits. So maybe we should run through No Man's Wharf. I don't know how much torch I have. We were going to need a torch the whole time. The thing's pitch black. So maybe we should try it. I don't know. We need to backtrack slightly because right before the boss room that I just beat, I believe there's a hidden Estus Flask shard. I'm pretty sure there is, and we missed it. So I got to go back and find it. But then I think we might do No Man's Wharf. We'll have to see. Yeah. Oh, crap. So, hold on. Something just happened with my email. I accidentally deleted an email. I didn't mean to delete. Here it is. So, I got a $5 tip from I Smuggle Cupcakes. Hold on. Let me play the animation. Thank you to I Smuggle Cupcakes for the $5. And they ask, would you ever want to try to do a week's vlog stream while going abroad with Kat? I would personally enjoy the content, but understand it's a bit different. It's as I've... Whoa. What just happened? Hopefully that stops. If that plays again, we got a problem. I'll have to mess with it. As I've explained, I do have the capability to do vlogging. I have a phone with a pretty good camera on it. I've got this selfie stick thingy right here that I could attach the phone to. It even has a remote control so you could record. This has a tripod as well. You can put it down. So it's really good for going around. You want to do like food vlogging at a restaurant or just walking around, do like a walking tour style thing. I could do it. The thing is, we just don't have time to do anything like that. To be honest with you, like, we haven't had significant time off. If you haven't noticed this year, the most days I have off is 2. And usually one day is running around doing a million appointments and errands. And the other day we just relax at home. So it's not like we've gone anywhere and done much this year at all. Most of the stuff we did this year was around the house renovating. Like I said, we completely renovated the room across the hallway here, redid it from top to bottom, cleaned it, new furniture. It's basically a nice den now, or relaxation room we call it. It's really like a den to hang out in. Then we did an exercise room, which we redid the whole area. We cleaned out the house, did a hallway. And now we have the weight machine. And now then we are working on the garage. We want to power wash the garage out. Like, that's the stuff we've been doing this year. It's not stuff I'm going to vlog, you know? If we ever did do something interesting, we went somewhere and recorded or whatever, that'd be fun. But it would be offline, meaning it would not be live streamed. Can't ever live stream that IRL stuff because people would swat me and shit. But I could record and then later on, like, say, edit together. Like, here's what we did. You know, we don't have time to do it. It's not like we go out and do stuff. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the mall. Don't know. When we go out, we usually just hit up certain spots we like. We get through them as quick as we can because we usually have a million things we're trying to do in a day. So. Typical Average Gamers, thanks for 21 months as a member. Will I sign up to do the Dustblood Network test? I don't know how. I think I might have already, but I have no idea. I legit don't remember if I did or not. I think there was a way and someone sent me a link and I might have sent it. I don't remember. I would like to see what it is all about because I don't even know what the game is. Okay. All right, are we good? It was a good chill session. It was over an hour. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. I think now we get set up. Let's play some Dark Souls 2, folks, okay? Thank you for the early support as well for those who did. That's a good head start. Please stick around for Dark Souls 2. Please support Dark Souls 2 today because I am a little nervous about this playthrough. I like the game. I want to keep playing it, but I need people to actually be here and support the streams of Dark Souls 2 so that I can continue to play it. So please do. Let's go. Let's hit some milestones. Let's open some Pitch Black cards today. Let's have a good one, okay? All right. Thank you guys so very much. And appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow for another DSP morning show. Cool.